Hey guys, this is Mike from Nutri-Sport coming at you with another video. What we're going to be covering today is how you can become a better training partner. Okay, now a training partner typically is just somebody you're going to be working out with, going through the motions with, getting all your stuff done. We're going to be looking at the squat today. And not only is this going to make you a better training partner, but if you don't have a training partner and you're training alone, if you're using video or anything to do like that, these are the things that you're going to be looking for to critique. Okay, so we're going to go over these things as Ryan does his squat here. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to view the squat from the side angle. You can take a lot of things away from the squat when I'm looking at it from the side. So to start, Ryan's going to unrack the bar, just get into his position here. He's going to do a normal squat. Now, instead of just being the monotonous training partner that says good, one more rep, things like that, let's be critical of the squat so that we can become better at doing what we're looking to do here. Okay, so go ahead, Ryan. So the first thing I'm looking at is the heel position. We're going to start with the foot on the floor. I'm looking at the heels, okay? What I want to see is the heel staying in contact with the floor throughout the movement, okay? Now, if you see your training partner as they're squatting, as they're coming up from the bottom of the squat, a lot of the times, because of some tightness and mobility issues, those heels are going to raise off the floor. So that's the first thing we're looking at. Go ahead for another one. I come out to the side even more, and what I'm looking for now is go ahead and bottom. Pause down there, Ryan. We can't really see because the plate's in the way, but I get a good idea if I can switch my angle, come on back up, of where his knees are. Okay? Now there's been a lot of talk over the years about whether or not having your knees track over the top of your toes is a good thing or a bad thing. In all reality, it kind of comes down to how you are set up. How long are your femurs? How is your body structured? Okay? So while we don't want to see it track where his knees, the bottom, are going to be out over the front of this toe here, we want to make sure that we limit that as much as possible, okay? The most force and the most power that I can put into the ground is achieved when I have a vertical shin angle. And when my shin and my knee is out here like this, that creates an angle, okay? So that limits my force production. Go ahead again, Ryan. So he's down in the bottom. The next thing I'm going to look at is depth. Widely debated. At the end of the day, the only thing I want to see is, it's tough with the bar position here, I want his hip below the top of his patella tendon. Back up. Good. He's doing a good job there. He's doing a good job. Okay. Go ahead for another couple reps, Ryan. And as you can see, it's kind of hard to see if you're straight from the side and you got somebody that's moving some good weights. So we can kind of move here and look at some elbows. So you're going up and down again, Ryan. Good. Elbow position. Now, ideally, he's going to try and drive his elbows forward under that bar. Okay, that's going to create a tight bar position. Okay, he's doing a good job. Go ahead and rack it, Ryan. Okay. Now the last thing, and I'm just going to have you step out here and do a same exact thing, body weight squat. Let's have you face that way. Okay. Can you take your jacket off for me? Yep. All right, so go ahead and bury a squat. Just get you down on the bottom of the squat for me. Let's see you in the hold on there. Yeah, good. So Ryan's got some pretty good mobility. He's down there. You see his background a little bit. Not an issue. When he's under and he's got a bar on his back, that's going to straighten out. But what I'm looking for here is, again, I'm going to go over this hip position. This crease formed right here by his pant line at his hip is lower than the top of his patella tendon here. I've heard the analogy used that if I were to put a drop of water right here, it would roll backwards. Okay, that is how you know you're at proper depth. Show me an improper depth position, Ryan. Not high enough. Not high enough. See, this is way higher than this knee. Come down a little bit farther. Even that, okay? Getting past is a good lift and meets and things like that. That's an improper depth, okay? So we don't want to look at that. The last thing that I look at when I'm viewing the squat from the side as a good trainer, as a good training partner, or if I'm critiquing my own videos, if I don't have a training partner, is where is this bar going to be while I'm squatting? Okay, I'm looking at the bar path. Now, science and basic things are going to tell us that the shortest distance between 2 points, point 1 being the start of my squat, point 2 being the bottom, and our finishing point being the top, is going to be a straight line. Okay, so I know that this bar needs to travel in a straight line from my locked out position all the way down to the bottom and straight back up. If I deviate from that path right now, I'm not being a bad lifter and I'm not doing anything per se wrong. I'm being inefficient. Okay, so let's watch Ryan's bar path here as he goes with another barbell squat. Get you straight from the side. And how we can view this now is Ryan's gonna squat. We always wanna go straight on. Pause at the bottom for me, Ryan. Go ahead and squat. Good. So is this bar right over the midpoint of his foot? Because that's gonna be that straight bar path, that's the bottom position. It is, he's in a good position. He's gonna finish the squat, now execute, and it follows straight back up. Okay, one more time for us. Full motion. Straight down, straight up, perfect. Good squat. Go ahead and rack it. So those are just some of the things that I'm looking at when I'm viewing the squat as a training partner from the side. To be a more effective training partner, I can start to critique whoever I'm squatting with. Trainers should know this, or if you're using, camera work or anything like that to become a better lifter yourself, those are the things when viewing from the side that you can look for. Okay, one last note, once the weight starts to get heavier, obviously our form's gonna break down. The first thing that we see all the time when people break down in form when they're squatting, whether it be a goblet squat, a front squat, a back squat, whatever it may be, is their hips tend to raise up faster than their shoulders. So in an ideal squat, okay, when I squat down, okay, as I come back up, my shoulders, okay, and my hip are raising at the same rate. Now, if I were to break this down and say what's going to be an inefficient movement pattern, I'm going to come down. The first thing that's going to happen is my hips. So my hips raised before my shoulders raised, okay? That's bad. I ended up turning it into kind of a good morning or a bad way to squat. So what I want to do is make sure if I were to place, a dot here and a dot here, I would see them both raising and coming down and back up at the same rate. So down and up, maintain that position. That has to do with core and trunk stability and strength. Okay, that's something that we'll cover in another video. But those are what I want you to look at when you're viewing the squat from the side. We'll post another video here coming up about what you're going to look at when you're in the traditional back squat spotting position.